Welcome to the Childcare Workforce Support Series, Module 4, Setting New Employees Up for Success, presented by Texas Health and Human Services, Childcare Regulation, and Civitas. This is Module 4 of 8 in this series. In this module, we will cover what trainings are required for new employees and when must they be completed, how do you submit background checks, and why onboarding is important. To begin, let's discuss what trainings are required for new employees and when they must be completed. For all staff, they must have pre-service training, orientation, pediatric first aid, and pediatric CPR, and annual training, which is to be completed by the anniversary of their hire date. If they are going to be involved in transporting children, they will need an additional 2 hours of transportation training as well. For each childcare operation type, the minimum standards have a handy chart which outlines the time frames of when a particular training needs to be completed. Please refer to your specific operation type when onboarding your new employee. For centers, it starts with standard 746-1301 through 746-1309. For homes, 746-1301 through 746-1309. For school age and before after-school programs, it starts at 744-1301 through 744-1309. In addition, CCR also has personnel and record forms available for download through the HHSC website. Here's a list of what you may find helpful for your operation. For personnel records, we have Form 2947, Child Care Center Personnel Information Records. With this form, you can record hire dates, orientation, and pre-service information as well. There are also some record-keeping forms to help you keep track as you begin to expand your program. We have Form 7250, Staff Training Record, Form 7259, Personnel Record Evaluations for Child Care Centers, Form 7261, Center Record Evaluations, and Form 7271, Personnel Record Evaluations for licensed and registered homes. So, how do you submit background checks? All background checks should be submitted through your Child Care Regulation account. Please note that the information you enter must be complete and accurate when you click Submit. Be sure to verify the documents and information, as errors can lead to delays in processing. There are also additional tutorial videos, user guides, and FAQs that can be found on the Child Care Regulation account page.
Why is onboarding important? Over 2/3 of employees are more likely to stay at a company for at least 3 years after a great onboarding experience. Taking time to make sure that your new employee understands what is expected of them, how to meet those expectations, and having frequent check-ins with their supervisor will go a long way in supporting that employee's success. And having a new employee with a solid, strong foundation in how things are done in your program will give you and your family's peace of mind. There's a lot of information to share with new employees. Take some time to consider what is essential for new employees to know and how they might learn that information. Here's a list of topics that you may cover in your onboarding experience. A warm welcome. Onboarding is an opportunity to help your new employee feel included and part of your organization. Your vision, values, and philosophy. Chances are you shared these ideas during your interview with your new employee, but now in your onboarding, it's an opportunity for your new employee to really understand how your vision, values, and philosophies are lived in your program. Some paperwork for new employees. This isn't necessarily the new hire paperwork that's required for employment, but more of how do you do things in your program. Operations. Every employee comes to work wanting to do a good job. Helping an employee understand how things operate in your program will help your new employee be successful. Things to share with a new hire are the best way to communicate with you and other staff members, your dress code, the rules of the break room, where to park, those sorts of things. This is a great place to help the new employee understand their role in your program. Your policies and procedures. Reviewing the policies and procedures in your employee handbook will help your employee better understand not only what your policies and procedures are, but why they are in your handbook. Emergencies procedures. Your new employee may come with experience in handling emergencies, or this may be their first job. Think through how you might want to support them and equip them with the knowledge and confidence that they will need to use in an emergency. Expectations. The way your employees daily interact with the children, families, and each other greatly impacts your business. Take the time to outline your expectations so that your employees understand the tasks and behaviors that are expected of them. This isn't an all-inclusive list, and these topics were just to have you thinking about what do your new staff members need to know as they begin working at your program. Onboarding isn't something that you have to tackle alone as the program leader. If you have other employees working at your program, think on how you might include them in this process. You might have a caregiver demonstrate how to transition the children from lunchtime to rest time, or you might have a caregiver show how to change a diaper or create a lesson plan. Recognizing that learning new things can take some time, a successful onboarding process occurs over several months. As you think about building a strong onboarding experience for your new employees, think about what's important for that person to know on day one, week one, and month three. It's tempting to want to share everything on that first day of employment, but not only can that be overwhelming to the new employee, it's not effective. It's impossible for anyone to remember all of the new things expected of them when beginning a new position. By dividing up what's important for your new employee to know at which time, you can plan a thoughtful and meaningful onboarding experience, which will increase the likelihood that they will stay and that you will be happy with their performance. Lastly, plan to carve out some time to connect with your new employee regularly. The goal is that they are not only well acquainted with the policies and procedures of your program, but that they also want to continue and grow in your program. You know the power of connection with young children and their families. The same is true for your employees. A little extra time and attention can go a long way in building the viability of your business.
We hope the information presented in this module was helpful. For more information on background checks, please log into your Child Care Regulation account or view the Texas Health and Human Services website. For more help with how to onboard an employee and set them up for success, you can view our guide on childcare.texas.gov. Next in this series is Module 5, How to Offer Competitive Compensation, and details on how to offer bonuses to your staff, particularly with any relief funding your program might have received. To view this module, please visit childcare.texas.gov.